Effort is isolated. The reason why effort is isolated, because nobody can dictate it. Effort is 100% in the mind. No coach, no player, nobody else can make you run to the ball. Nobody else can make you finish a tackle. Nobody else can do it. That's why it's the most isolated things in this earth right now. It's effort. Because that's all about you. Wins and losses come a dime a dozen. But effort, nobody can judge out. Because effort is between you and you. Effort ain't got nothing to do with nobody else.
You gotta be the hardest workers in the room.
The masters make the hardest things in the world look easiest. And in the moments where you push yourself when no one else is around, those moments have a tendency to lead to success.
And not only that, but in what world do we not work every day? You gotta work every fucking day. It doesn't end.
It takes every second of your fucking life. Anybody says balance? Yeah, balance is important for a lot of people. It is. But if you want to go to that edge where people do not like you, don't understand you, question everything you fucking do, you've arrived.
Damn, man, how many movies are you gonna make, or how much shit are you gonna do? Like, you do a lot of shit. I say yes. It's my ambition. Of course, why not? I love what I do.
When people are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I'm in the right fucking spot of obsession and drive.
That's the difference of when you say, I want to be something, and I don't have no choice. When I want to be something, then you're going to present a lot of broken dreams. When you are destined to do something, the conversation is totally different. Because it's a lifestyle.
At some point, you gotta be fucking tired of not being number one. You have to be, and you gotta fucking play angry. And I play angry.
Because I'm pissed off for greatness. It's like you ain't pissed off for greatness, that means you're okay with being mediocre.
That's why it's important for you to work on yourself, listening to tapes, building yourself up, talking to yourself with power, feeling, and conviction. Day in and day out, you've got to focus on you. And as you convince you, as you sell yourself every day, you will begin to see a difference in the things that you're doing. Selling yourself on your ability to perform a job, to achieve a certain objective. Telling yourself every day, here I go again, and I got what it takes. This is my day, and nothing out here is going to stop me.
I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail, and I will succeed. Just get me against me, period. I'm gonna make myself good enough. I'm driven, I'm obsessed. I want to prove people wrong.
And you've got to learn how to tune out the critics outside and the critic inside. And since I'm going to do this, I'm going to harness my will, and I'm not going to let anything stop me.
Stay on that basketball court. Stay on that football field. All the homies texting and calling and trying to make you feel bad about being so focused. It's grind season, homie. It's not about today. It's about the future. Do the work now, and all of the shit that you could ever want to do for your family, your kids, your loved ones, it's all going to be on a whole nother stratosphere.
It's you if it's going to happen. Not about the failures. Not about your disappointments. Not about the defeats. Not about your mistakes. Not about what you don't have. Not about who doesn't approve of you, who doesn't like you. All that's insignificant. Your life is in your hands. You have the power to turn your life around. You've got the power to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. You've got the power to be daring, and it's on you to be that decisive about your life. I don't know what the secret of success is, but here's what I know what the secret of failure is. Trying to please everybody.
You can be world class, you can fit in with the world, you don't get to do both. If you want to have the results only 5% of the population has, you've got to be willing to think and behave like only 5% of the population. And if you do these kinds of things, the world will call you eccentric. This is where you got to develop the interior core, where it doesn't matter if people call you crazy. One of the things limiting you from your income, your impact, a world-class life. You care too much about what people think about you. Sounds really obvious. Everyone has an opinion. Why let the opinions of other people deny you from a life that will make history?
Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you not clubbing like every time I text you and invite you to go do something fun and cool, you always studying? Because I'm trying to get it.
You ain't doing nothing. And for those of us who get up and go out, you got something to say about how we do what we do it. Stop talking to us who perform it. Stop telling us what to do and how to do it.
You keep gossiping and I'll keep working. You keep talking smack and I'll keep working. You keep focusing on everyone else and I'll keep working. And when you finally look around at where you are and where I'm at, you realize that you have nothing left to talk smack about. And you will lose and I will win.
It's what I did in the dark that blew me up. It is in practicing. It is in lifting weights. It is in resting. It is in eating right. It is in making good decisions that you look a certain way. It is how you practice. It is what you do that makes you look like you look. It is the process of the grind that shapes you and forms you. The real grind is in the dark when nobody sees you, when nobody knows what you're doing, when you put in those extra reps, when you're watching those videos and you're getting inspired, when you change your music. It's the process that makes you sweet. I'm talking about the commitment that says, I am going to stay true to what I said I would do long after the mood that I set it in has left. You gotta begin with the end in mind, so whatever your dream or your goal is, you gotta wake up every day to it. You gotta go to bed with it. You gotta read stuff, the music you listen to, everything you do gotta pour into that dream. I understand it is in the process that you get better. I am not phenomenally skilled, but I'm phenomenally willed. My IQ may never change, but my will changes every year. I get stronger and stronger and more determined. Why? Because it's in my DNA.
When you dedicate your life, you don't care anything about the odds. When the dream is big enough, the odds don't matter.
Giving your all, it can be confusing to mediocre people.
When they talk, you keep grinding, work hard in silence, and let your success speak for you.
You keep talking smack and I'll keep working. You keep focusing on everything and everyone else and I'll keep working.
Instead of killing them with kindness, torch them with success.
Build the kind of life that says I told you so without having to say a fucking word.
While most people stop when they're tired, I stop when I'm done. The only thing limiting your horizons is you. They say an alligator is so ferocious it'll kill a lion, but I can kill an alligator with my bare hands. You want to kill an alligator? You kill it right after it eats, because right after it eats, it gets satisfied, and it goes to a state like it's almost paralyzed. Some of y'all in this room, when you paralyzed, you had a little success, you done what nobody else in your family has done, and now you chilling? Come on, you ain't hungry no more? What have you eaten that's got you satisfied? What have you done? What have you accomplished that got you so full? You should still be hungry.
Pavarotti, the famous opera singer, everyone talked about his incredible discipline for his craft. He said, you know, everyone thinks it's discipline. It's not discipline. He said it's devotion. He was so devoted to his craft, it drove his discipline.
You've heard the cliche because it's true. The harder I work, the luckier I get. I'm here today. I'm an ordinary person, but I focused on my craft. I had burning desire to be excellent. I love what I do. Sharing in my books and speaking is my oxygen, is my DNA. 4 a.m, I get up and I'm working on my craft because I love it. I love it.
When you love something and you're devoted to it, discipline is easy, am I right? So bring that love and devotion to what you do. It will drive your discipline. No one has to tell Tom Brady to go work out. He has a love and devotion to getting better. And your love and devotion will drive your discipline.
That means you have to show up every day. You've got to put the effort in. You've got to be willing to do it when you're tired, when you're hurt, when it's not cool. And you've got to be willing to do that way longer than anybody else is willing to do it. I had to start looking at my life differently. I started going to work earlier. I started being the last one to leave there. I started working harder than anybody else. The other guys could not. Why would you work so hard, Les? I don't understand. You don't have to. I deserve better than this. This is something I have got to do because I've made a different kind of commitment with my life. My life deserves my developing this what I do well and becoming the best at it and mastering myself and seeing what I have within me. wherever you are, whatever you're doing, do it with everything that you have. Develop the habit of giving more than what you're paid for.
There are no shortcuts to greatness. To be great, you gotta be all in. To be great, you gotta get 120. To be great, you gotta put forth effort every single time, every single down. To be great, there are no days off. Your problem is, if the conditions are great, you great. When everything is favorable, you a beach. But when the conditions ain't right, you get smacked in the face. You gotta grow up.
We chase something about the greats, we find a way to make it happen.
The hard life is the one that pays. You just gotta quit being so fucking weak.
You gotta be a morning person, afternoon person, night person. You gotta be when you feel good person, when you sick person, when you tired person. Can you give me 120 despite everything that's going on? Greatness is in you. But the problem is, somebody's gotta push you. Somebody's gotta give you a reward. Somebody's gotta prod you. You're not self-motivated. You have to stay in beast mode. You don't get here by quitting when you're tired. You get here by quitting when you finish, when you're done. You don't stop when you're tired. You stop when you're done. You stop when you complete it, when you execute it. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. Every single day, if you do what you said you're gonna do, you're gonna get what you dream to get. You gotta execute, you gotta execute. Execution is worship. If you want 120% results, then in every single area you're looking for this dream or this goal to become a reality, you gotta put forth the effort. I didn't get here being lazy. I didn't get here binge watching TV. I didn't get here taking days off. I didn't get here off being smart. I didn't get here being talented. I got here off that dog. I never quit. I never stopped. I never gave up. We just kept doing what we're doing. You got skill and you got will. Two total different things. You were born with certain things, but to get to the next level, to stay at the next level, you gotta have will. You have to compete. Every single day, you can give the same effort every day. This has everything to do with 12. You gotta take pride in that.
Your level of urgency and effort will dictate the level of changes you'll see.
Each level of hustle, of will, of action, of work is going to get you to a certain level, and then you're going to require more. It's going to take you evolving. You're going to have to expand. You're going to have to think differently. You're going to have to do different things. You're going to have to put in more work. You're going to have to read more. You're going to have to educate yourself more. You're going to have to do things that are going to help you create a new you. See, it's easy to be on the bottom. It doesn't take any effort to be a loser. It doesn't take any motivation, any drive in order to stay down there on a low level. But it calls on everything in you, ladies and gentlemen. You have to harness your will to say, I'm going to challenge myself.
I just want you to go a little harder, put forth a little bit more energy, give me a little bit more effort. You keep going. You keep studying, you keep writing, you keep singing, you keep rapping, you keep boxing, you keep dribbling, you just keep on keeping on. It's your life. You are the captain of your ship. You are the master of your life. You can have it, you can do it, you can be it.
Make a list, execute the fucking list, do that every single day for the next 10 years, and you will be where you want to be. I fucking guarantee it.
With success, many will love you. The majority will despise you. And why is that? Because your success is shining down their missed opportunities. When they didn't put all those thousands of hours in the lab with no one watching, so when the opportunity did come to show off what they'd mastered and trained, they weren't ready for it. They were in self-control state, and they watched it go live, hoping it comes again. I don't know if it comes again.
What do you do about the negative person talking behind your back and trying to bring you down? Ignore and outperform.
Use it for fuel. Use it for energy. You got to block out them haters, man. You got to block out them naysayers. Instead of killing them with kindness, torch them with success. Use everything this world has to give you for fuel. So I want some action. That means when you wake up in the morning, there's 24 hours in a day. After you finish sleeping, I'm telling you to spend the rest of that time in action. And you're gonna separate yourself from everybody. Why? Because most people, all they doing is talk.
You don't get to be number one by doing just enough. You gotta have a level of dedication that no one else is willing to have. And you gotta want it more
than anyone else does. If a person leaves at 6, you leave at 8. If a person makes 100 calls a day, you make 200 calls a day. If somebody practices 3 hours, you practice 5 hours. If somebody practices 6 hours, you practice 8 hours. If someone reads 2 books, you read 4 books. Just do a little bit more. You are going against the cultural norm of average, the cultural norm of sitting on your ass, the cultural norm of all of this average. When you go against that, you are going to naturally have resistance.
We have 80 more percent that we're not tapping into, because in this other 80% is suffering, pain, failure, darkness, and then a whole bunch of light. But to get to this light, you gotta go through all of this.
If you really want your dream to become a reality, you need to give it up and go all in. And you are not here because you are still not all in. When you give effort, don't give no 70% away. You give 120%. Extreme effort. Why? Because I'm counting on me. My wife's counting on me. I don't have days to wait. You're not giving 120. You're giving 60. You're giving 50. And you won't with these people who's giving sweat, who's giving blood, who's giving tears. You want what they paid for, and it ain't free. When I put forth 120% effort, can't nobody stop me. You can't be good and be a legend. You can't be great and be a legend. You gotta be phenomenal. I want you to push for legend. All men are created equal. Some just work harder. Some of us just grind. Some of us don't make excuses. Some of us don't surrender. Some of us don't give up and give in. What we do with the pressure is we say, I gotta take it, I gotta take it to another level.
Elite achievers will perform and succeed and win and dominate no matter what.
We all live life. Some of us, we get more out of it. You might have to work a little harder. You might have to start at the bottom, but I'm telling you, you can have whatever you like. You just gotta work a little harder. You just gotta press a little deeper.
When other folk are having a good time, you've got to have the strength of character to concentrate, to read, to digest information.
Good intentions have kept people broke. Good intentions have stopped people from reaching their goals. Good intentions won't cut it. No more good intentions. No more only execution. No more I meant to. No more I should have. No more I wanted to. No more execution. Get up. Act like you playing basketball. Act like you playing football. Go in that doggone classroom. Compete. Many of you have lost your competitive edge. Get your competitive edge back. Compete. You don't stop when you're tired. You stop when you're done. You stop when you complete it, when you execute it.
Successful people love the experience of not feeling like doing but then going and kicking ass anyway. They understand that those are the real victories in life. They understand that it's easy to do when you feel like doing but they also understand that the real glory is earned when your heart is not into something, but your mind tells you, I'm gonna do this anyway, and does it. That's where people separate themselves from the pack. That's where people earn the right to success. They earn the money. They earn the life. They earn the relationship. They earn the body in those little moments where they don't want to do what they need to do, but move forward regardless of how they feel. That's what champions know, champions understand, and champions thrive on.
Everybody wants the prize, but nobody loves the process. Everybody wants to be a champion, but nobody's willing to put in the work that it takes to be a champion. Everybody wants to hold up the trophy and say, man, I did it, but nobody's willing to put in the work that it takes to do it. I love the process. I love the thought of working for what I want. And I firmly believe you're never supposed to wish for it more than you're willing to work for it. But a lot of people, they wish, and they're not willing to work.
A real man in the dark, when nobody's watching, he putting in work. Because he loves the process.
Because real lions like to hunt. They love the process just as much as they love the prize. And some of y'all just want to score. You don't like the process.
Championships aren't won in the theater or the arena. They're won in the thousands of hours in the training room, in the labs, in the 5 a.m. runs, and the training when everyone else is sleeping. That's when it's won.
I'm here today. I'm the ordinary person, but I focused on my craft. I had burning desire to be excellent. I love what I do. It's my oxygen. It's my DNA. 4 in the morning I get up and I'm working in my craft because I love it. It's the hidden work. I look at it as like a rock, and that rock is you. And every day you fight, not wanting to get up, and you do anyway. You chip another piece off that fucking rock. And every day you go to train, you train harder and harder and harder and harder, and you get up earlier, and all these things you do to start forming yourself. You're chipping another piece of that rock up. Before you know it, that rock, it becomes the masterpiece in which you fucking created.
The heart of a champion is a light switch that's always on. It doesn't go on and off when someone's watching. It's constant. It's how you look at something. If your name's attached to it, and you do it right, the best of your ability every single time. Do the job right or don't do it at all. That's the same person who has his hand raised on the podium one day. Same motherfuckers. Champions aren't found on the podium with their hand up. No, champions are found in the lab studies, the thousands of hours of hard work when no one's watching. That's what makes the will unstoppable. When you're in here and no one else is, and you're pushing yourself harder than anybody with no one around, forced to suffer the discipline today, so you never suffer the form of regret tomorrow. That right there, guys, is a spark that catches flames.
Let's say you started a business. You decide, hey, I'm going at 10 years. You understand at the end of 1 year, if 100 people started at the same time as you, 75 have already quit. After 3 years, 95 of them have quit. After 8, 9 years, 1 or 2 of you are left. Just lasting long term and sticking around long enough gives you a chance of winning. You'd be amazed at how many people eventually give in because it just gets tougher and tougher. So eventually the price tag gets too high for most people and they'll sell out their dream. But someone who really wants it bad, who's going to win, none of that stuff gets them off their dream.
You might not win it today, but your efforts done today, even the failure felt today, are all measures that create the moment later. And if you failed on the way back and got there, and you got knocked down, found the intentional forward to get back up, try that same endeavor, then you find yourself victorious in that endeavor, that's the sweetest victory of all. That builds a confidence that's unbreakable.
Most people work the hardest when they're trying to reach the top. Once they can get to that $100,000, once they get to that $1 million, they work as hard as they can work. The great ones work even harder after they get to the 100,000, harder after they get to the million, harder after they're famous, harder after they've got a big following, harder after they get that promotion. But most people work hardest to get them, and once they have them, they don't work as hard to keep them or to grow it. The great ones work even harder after they get what they want. You have to have the mindset that you are not going to think like everybody else.
It doesn't make a difference how smart you are. It doesn't make a difference where you were born. It doesn't make a difference what you have. If you're not willing to outwork everybody else, you can be and have and do whatever you want to do.
You can achieve the absolute impossible. You don't need great parents. You don't need a private school. You don't need to have this humongous GPA and all this other what you need the straight up brutal work ethic. You have to be willing to outwork everybody in the world.
For the next 2 years, all I'm going to do is get good grades. I didn't date. I didn't party. I didn't drink. I literally didn't leave my dorm room. I worked. I put my head down for 2 years and I just worked.
It's not enough to go out and execute. You have to start thinking on a different level. You have to set your standard on domination. Whatever the fucking job is that you're doing right now, your job should be to dominate every other motherfucker that you work with.
It will never go your way, guys, if you're saying today is good enough. If you never say good enough today, I promise you tomorrow will always be enough. Whenever good enough isn't enough, you can bet tomorrow you'll have enough.